What's up, y'all? In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this Tearout bass. Let's go ahead and give it a listen.
Fuck your life! Bing bong!
Yeah, so we'll call it the Tearout, the Bing Bong. I would say machine gun bass, but we'll go with piece bass, considering current events. Yeah. I'm not going to show you the arrangement or the drums because they're pretty simple. Little side chain. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to make this sound right here. And then just a side note, in this little loop that I made, I added a new sub, and the sub on this bass right here is a D sharp, but the real sub that I ended up using was an F sharp. So just so you know, for if you want to, use, you might want to do your sub at F sharp or something. But yeah, I'm not going to show you the rest of this part, not the bing bong, none of that, not the grand ping, but you know what that is. Yeah, so with that, let's just jump into it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is open up a serum. I'll initialize the preset so we're both at the same starting point, and then yeah, just get working. So the first thing, I'm going to turn off the BPM sync for the first LFO. Turn it on to envelope mode because we're making, I guess, piece bass. No machine guns, considering the news lately. So piece bass. And then let me see. I'm going to go in here and turn the sub on and go to the FX and put a multi-band compressor. Pull the threshold way high. And turn the gain up. I'll play some notes first just to make sure I'm not slamming it too hard. And I am. Maybe a little bit less high than that. Okay. So now I'm going to pitch the sub down 2-3 octaves and find myself a wavetable. Before I keep going, let me go ahead and put LFO1 onto the master tuning, turn it on unipolar so it doesn't go down past the starting point, right? Like it won't go below 2 octaves. And then start giving it some pitch drop. And you want to kind of get it kind of thumpy. There we go. That sounds good. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy this LFO. I'm holding Alt right now. You see how that little plus button, the little plus comes up next to it? I'm copying this into these so we have a kind of similar curve to work with here. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in and use LFO4 to be my volume automation. I'm going to do it both to the sub and to my oscillator A. Now I'll go in and turn the warp on to FM from B. And it's kind of barky, but I'm going to turn up or speed up my master tune, my pitch drop. Let me just put in a note so I have the same note here. And I'm gonna go down to D5. And then I'm gonna add my pitch. Let me see. I don't know what that was. Did you guys hear that? That was my brother. He's acting wild. It sounded like a Looney Tunes Yosemite Sam moment. Okay. Yeah, so putting my thing that my LFO2 that modulates the wavetable position to also change my FM amount. And then I was holding shift right there where I was when I was moving this, I was holding shift. That's a way to make it go a little slower, just a little tip. Okay, and it's not phenomenal. The last thing I'm gonna do actually is go in here and put this onto my octave. Okay, now it doesn't sound that good yet, but this is gonna sound good, I think. So now I'm gonna go in here and get a band notch. And we'll do a whole new LFO on this. So I'm gonna modulate the cutoff, right? The band, and then the notch as well, but we'll do the band first. Maybe have it be unipolar. Okay, now I'll do the notch. Okay. Now I'm just turning the mix down just to let it be a little bit less controlled. Yeah, just a little bit less. Okay, so yeah, next thing I'm gonna put a hyper whatever in a dimension expander, the dual unit, and where's my, yeah, this is my volume doer, so I'm gonna go in and turn this on bipolar so that only the top half of it is active. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna boost this shit out the lows with this. So the next thing I'm gonna do is add my filtering. This is a trick that I learned from Joe. It's not like they personally taught it to me, but I ripped it from their JoeB and Oddprophet free sample pack. They'll do is use a little shaker and mover like this, right? Put one of these into here, have it not do that much motion, then you know, you see it's barely moving. LFO6, and I can do reverb, all pass, or comb. And to me, comb's sounding the best. Then turn the mix down. And then I'm gonna actually use this right here, which is my my volume doer on the resonance. and then also move the panning. So it just kind of gives it some out of, you know, the left-right phase has changed a little bit, and we'll have to cut the lows out of this, but that's okay. Right, so that's panned, no panning. That sounds okay. And then this just sounds big, real big, or wide at least. That sounds like it to me. Okay. So I'm going to go in here and even out all my bands. So we have that sound. I'm going to push the lows. Okay, and we kind of have like a barky little Tearout piece bass. The last thing I'm going to do is use the EQ right here to just get some like movement into it. Actually, what I'll do is turn the gain up a little bit and just have this go high to low, or low to high. And I'll do it before the filter. And then we'll have this one be cut and just... Yeah, I'm good with that. Even better. Okay, so just to keep it moving, because I don't want this to get to be too long of a tutorial. One trick that you can do is I'll turn the master pit or the master volume way down, and now you can push the gain like way hard. And you hear how it kind of hard it clips it at a certain point. Right, like it's clipping it here. And I could use that as an effect, and I'm not gonna do it this time, but that's just something to keep in mind in case you ever do want to do that. Okay, so I'm routing my piece bass. How many times can I say piece bass? I haven't said the other one though, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm not trying to meme out of a bad situation. I'm just, you know, trying to make a video about getting attacked on Twitter. There's a joke in there somewhere. Sorry. All right. Yeah. So let's do some EQing. Might cut this part out. Yeah, let's do some. Actually, before I do EQing, one of the things that I think is smart to do is like do effects on it, like while you have the whole signal going through. You know, like if I, instead of cutting the lows out, you could even boost the lows. So I'll do this. I'll put a I'm gonna use a wave shaper. I would normally use V-clip for this. And I'm gonna actually kill the volume a little bit. Just bring it down some. It's kind of loud. Right? And then I'm gonna go in here and boost my lows, and it'll just... You hear how that gives it some aggressiveness versus like if I was to go in here and cut the lows. Right, the signal's going through. But since it doesn't have the low end to be clipped at the edges and just give more volume to the entire signal, it's just not quite as angry sounding to me. Okay, I'm pretty cool with that. Okay, I'm gonna go in here and add some kind of convolution to it. You do your thing here because you're not gonna have the same sounds as me, but I'm just gonna go in and it's not gonna be a kick for sure. That'll be it. I'll get rid of some of this. Okay. So as you can see here, I just got any kind of a metallic sound. This is just a pan. I think that I took the lid on it and just swished it on the pan. You know what I'm saying? And this is actually turning out kind of cool so far. So I'm going to go in and add another reverb to it, but this time it's going to be a more generic one. And I'm just going to push the convolution up till I can actually hear it, you know, because once I put that reverb on. Wow, this is a cool sound. You really can't hear the convolution really much at all. What if I turn the... Yeah, that's not good though. Here's what I'll do. I'll go in here and OTT it real quick. Oh, and then another tip that I think is worth telling you is don't do this. Don't keep your low cut all the way down. I don't know why the default fruity reverb starts with the low cut off, or it starts with it at what, 75? You don't need reverb down here. That's just 0% necessary. That's better. And I'd say that's good. I wouldn't pay attention to the you know, vector scope right here, whatever this shit's called. I wouldn't look at that to do all your decisions. I would listen to it with your ears, but like, this is just clearly too much, right? Then there's none there. I don't hear any at all. There's a little there, so I'm gonna keep it right there. And you know what? I could keep manipulating and trying to make this bass better and better and better, but I think I'm just going to call it at that point. We got the vintage chorus, new plugin from FL. Yeah, and I think that's gonna do it for us, you guys and girls, men's and women's. And now, if you want, you can kill that bottom. You could kill that bottom and like put it in your song, you know, use it in your song. What I'm gonna do instead, because I'm saving this for later, is I'm going to run it through a clipper. Oversample the shit out of it. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to overwork this too much, you guys. So let me just render it. I'm going to do a couple different versions. So I have the all reverbs. Then I'll probably do one with just a convolver. And maybe even turn that down a little bit because it's just a little loud. Yeah, and that's nice and dry, and I like that. And then we'll do one with maybe nothing at all, or just the reverb, no convolver. There we go. So we got 3 nice little basses now, and I'll probably make a little clip thing out of this just to show it as the intro. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something, and yeah, do all the stuff that helps the channel grow. You know, like the videos, hit your friend up, and be like, dude, if you don't watch this, then you suck at producing, and you're actively holding back dubstep as a genre. Do your part. Yeah, peace, bass. Bye-bye.